Hello, 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 and I'm Rose Banana. Today, we are reviewing the first 35 chapters of Knights of Sidonia.
Sidonia no Kishi.
Yeah.
Also, I'm your co-host Azrael. Ty.
So, Knights of Sidonia is a series. It's about the ship called Sidonia, and it involves the main character
Tana-
Nagate slash Tanazuki
Tanakaze.
Nagate and Tanakazi. That's his name.
Yeah, do you want me to
Uh,
just read the
you can
the
just
fucking
you can just read it,
thing that's on the chat? Okay.
and I'll like make the corrections.
Outer space, the far future. A lone siege ship, the Sidonia, plies the void. 10 centuries since the no, 10 centuries since the obliteration of the solar system. The massive, nearly indestructible, yet barely sentient alien life forms that destroyed humanity's homeworld continue to pose an existential threat. Nagate Tanakaze has only known life in the vessel's bowels, deep below the sparkling strata, where humans have achieved photosynthesis and new genders. Not long after he emerges from the underground, however, the youth is bequeathed with a treasured legacy by the spaceship's cool headed female captain.
They didn't create new genders. Intersex people actually exist.
Well,
Of course, these people are really. They say intersex. They actually do say
but they're
intersex.
not.
I
But they're
know.
totally not, though. They
Well,
can change sexes.
I
Like,
think they're
what?
intersex until they decide to change sexes to male or female, and then I don't know logic.
Oh, are they like? Okay, no.
Are they?
I just tried to make this cool in my head for a
They're
second.
the character.
I
They're like the people from
UQ
UQ Holder.
holder?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
basically what they are.
yeah.
It actually is literally the same thing.
Except nowhere near as cool.
Was it that cool there?
No, but at
I
least it
mean,
was in
it's
UQ
it's the
holder.
same. No, it's like the same character as well. Like that character was also like artificially powerful. This character has a robot arms and legs. They're the same character. It's
They
actually
both want to fuck the main character,
who's a guy, and they have to make a decision if they're male or female. It's the same character. It's literally the exact same character.
except one's a badass assassin and the other one's just a twat.
I mean,
Anyway,
they're both
let's
kind of
give our recommendations before we spoil more. Don't read it.
You might want to read it. I don't care.
Just no, just don't read it.
Hideo Kojima likes it, so you have that.
Hideo Kojima can go fuck himself. You know what? No, he likes the anime, and I don't know if the anime is any good or not.
Anime has like
But
anime come out like last month.
if he likes the manga, he can go fuck right off, because he has bad taste if he does like this manga.
No, Zachary
This,
hates this manga, and I felt the same way at the beginning, but it becomes average as it goes
it
along. It just like
you know what?
it just peters out to average.
I hate the first 14 chapters of this manga, and it set me in such a pissed off mood because I had to read them all today, and I was
Uh,
doing stuff all today, so I had to read it while I was busy and shit. Like it's
yeah, the beginning is. This may have been the worst beginnings I've read in a manga in my entire life.
yeah. Let's just throw up the spoiler. Get out in 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, you can get out now, I guess.
Fuck it. Just leave. It's bad.
The
The
beginning,
beginning is awful.
it's not. You don't understand what's happening. There's flashbacks and flash forwards, all
But
mixed
note
up
this:
together.
in the
Characters look
flashbacks.
alike, and then
Okay, we're getting into too much at once. Let's just start with flashbacks. So flashbacks happen. That's fine. I don't care about flashbacks as long as I can tell like
it's a flashback.
it's a flat. Yeah, they have characters who are the same characters and look the same because they're immortals, but 100 years in the past, and they don't like denote that there's going to be a flashback or when it's starting to come back into like the normal time again or like any of that shit. It just kind of happens, and you have to make some guesswork on it.
Yeah. Another problem is the characters look all alike, especially in the first part. Well, I mean they do for the rest of the whole damn thing, but also they don't do introductions at all for these characters. Like the main character is just like he shows up in this place like, oh, I, I
I'm
had it,
Tanakaze.
and then they have their introductions off screen, and then when they come
Yeah,
back on screen, it's like, hey, person, it's like, wait, who? Oh,
yeah.
are you that person we just saw again? No, you're somebody else. We can't tell because everybody has the same exact facial features.
we can. Do you want to just jump straight into art, and then we'll get back to like why the first 14 chapters are
Oh
bad?
yeah, we gotta go to art.
Because
Art
I have some very specific things to say about the art.
art is awful.
Well, okay, it's clean. The art's clean,
It's bare. There's like
but
almost no at least for the especially the first like later on I've started to see more details. But
yeah.
the first for a first while there is no detail. Period.
But you don't read any manhwa, do you?
No.
This is the most like generic manhwa art style ever. Like literally, this is like how I say like we can tell like a character is generic Japanese. The guy who drew this had to have learned drawing from a South Korean because this is like manhwa 101 type shit. All the characters look exactly the same, and they look like the background characters in Tower of God, pretty much. Like the guys who don't even ever get an introduction, they're just there to cheer on a fight.
Yeah.
That's what all the main characters in this manga look like.
The artist likes Metro 2033
I don't know how to feel about that.
and Elder Scrolls Morrowind and Halo.
Fuck him. Don't like the things I like. You shit.
But yeah, and
But yeah,
also
so
the
it's
fight
very.
scenes are kind of incomprehensible. They get
When
a
you
little,
do get
once
to see
again,
stuff,
they get a little bit better later on, but the beginning is just, I was like,
yeah.
who's dying?
And for
People just die. You're like, who are you? How did you die? It's like one page, one panel they'll be fine. Next panel they're ripped into pieces, and it's like
yeah,
cause and effect. What was the cause?
and there's like explosions, but you can't really tell what's exploding, and like just random shots are ringing out and shit.
And like, there's one part that's actually like, very important to the story. One where that one lady dies. It's the
Which one?
The second one where they blame Nagata.
How?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, maybe that was her name. Yeah,
Yeah,
when they blame
yeah.
Nagate, and it's like it was actually the other character's fault, and he like was being
And
an
I
asshole.
couldn't tell. Like I really thought it was just Nagate's fault.
That's
to
what I
be
thought
honest.
too. But then you read later, and he's like, it was your fault. Why did you do this? I hate you. But you know what? I love everybody, so because I'm Goku. So, and then I have to read over that part again. It's like, oh, he was sabotaging them because he was jealous. I couldn't tell that the first time I read it. That's bad. That's just
Yeah.
bad. There are textbooks things that are bad. You can't tell the characters apart. With a lot of things in the first part chapter just happen. They just show up like, oh, now you got to put on these belts on the ship because the ship is starting to turn. What? And then like they never do it again except for like maybe once or twice. Then there's like, oh, we have photosynthesis. Why?
Deuces.
The characters.
Hey,
it's funny.
there's a third sex. Why? Peace. That's pretty much what happens.
Like literally,
every
the
time.
only thing they use photosynthesis for is like show tits.
Yeah.
And they're like, and the character's like, hey, you want to go do photosynthesis? Sure, why not? I'm bored. Like, what?
Yeah. And I mean, and you know what? When we say like the first 14 chapters, that might not sound bad to you guys, but you guys need to also remember that each one of these chapters is like 40 pages.
Yeah.
We had gotten through hundreds of pages before this manga got slightly acceptable. And
like,
I still don't think it's very acceptable.
yeah, he doesn't like it, but like me neither. Like when I was before I started getting to the later chapters, when you get into like the 20s and 30s, then it's like, okay, I can. If this was like
I can read it.
Yeah. And even then, they still sometimes remember the flashback they did with the guy who took over that one character, Oracle guy. What's his name?
Orahai?
So yeah, that guy.
Hold on. I actually have the character page open, so just talk and I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah, so this character.
Oh, the dude who does all the like the body modifications?
Yes.
Ochihai.
OCI. Yeah, this character, right. They have a flashback to him, and they don't even explain it's like a flashback.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, all this stuff is happening. He's like, oh, is this happening right now? It's like, no, this happened 100 years ago.
It happened 100 years ago. Yeah.
It is like, in another chapter, in any other manga, like, even Vinland Saga, it's like, oh, I could tell You know, Vinland Saga.
I think Vinland Saga did it very well,
I
honestly.
didn't honestly like that one either because at times when it first happened, I was a little bit confused because it kind of just goes through the very first chapter, then all that suddenly just flashback, and that was kind of confusing to me personally.
Well, that's because the very first chapter was a one shot.
But when you read it all together, it feels
Yeah.
disjointed, and it sort of. But I could tell I could that series has details and characters, so you could tell it's a different group. At least,
Yeah.
this doesn't even have that. So,
Well, the problem is it's almost not even a different group. It's honestly not a different group, but
oh yeah,
they're doing flashbacks with characters who are immortals, so they look exactly the same.
and
It's
even
fucking
all
stupid.
the characters are like clones of each other. It's like so, it's even more confusing.
Yeah, there's
It's
clones, and it's just
it's kind of like why they even have like relationships at this point? It's just people are like
why they have kids.
yeah. It's just the
Like
beginning was such a mess. Just
it's
mm,
it's the entirety of the first 15 chapters feels completely disjointed. Like you see stuff that you want to know about, and then they just kind of keep rolling. And then it's like you'll get into a battle, and the battle's 3 pages long, and then it just cuts to like week later.
and like oh yeah, we
Hey,
got
that
this.
battle was crazy, wasn't it, guys? And
It's
it's like,
just
what? It's that kind of thing. And you know what, like, especially pissed me off about this? I'm a huge fan of Battlestar Galactica. And the new Battlestar Galactica series. Well, not new. Then, you know what I mean.
the remake. The remake.
Not, yeah, the remake. Not the campy space battle one, but the space drama.
the remake.
And this has, like, all the makings to have, like, cool Battlestar Galactica-esque, like, space drama shit go down. Where it's like, you could have the relationships between, like, people on the ship play out and shit. And, like, have the battles be meaningful. And, like, all this kind of stuff. Where, like, actual character development happens during battles. And you feel something when a character dies. I think the death you were supposed to feel the most for was
Hero, that girl.
yeah, which
I
also
didn't even know who she was because
No.
I thought she was somebody else because she looks exactly like
her name's Hoshi.
yeah, but at first she looks exactly like Izana, so I wasn't sure
Yeah,
I thought those were the same people. Then it's like, oh, they're not. Who are you?
No, you know who messes me up the most with that is Shinatose and Izana. They have the same haircut,
Yeah.
and every character's face looks the same.
Because
So
there's no
if you-
detail. It's just eyes and mouth, and the head shape is the same.
and a tiny nose.
It's
a little
like
tiny
there's
nose.
no. It's like what I would draw.
It's like if you were drawing chibi characters.
Except
It is. Except they're supposed to, like,
Except they're not chibis, and they don't have.
yeah,
Just.
and they don't have the huge eyes or anything. But yeah, when when Shizuka dies,
And she's like his girlfriend, apparently.
yeah, I'm like, they literally had like one moment where they were like,
And because they skip so much, there's no like, because this character has never seen humans before. It's like besides his grandfather, because he's basically Goku. He has never seen humans before, so he meets all these people, right? And there's like, oh, he's finally, it's the first time he's been in civilization, and they skip all of that. The whole, him getting used to it. They skip all of it. Him being introduced, they skip all of this stuff.
now he's just in school.
And it's just like,
And-
he's like, I'm okay with it, and I understand everything. One of the interesting things about Dragon Ball was that, Goku wasn't used to humans. He did act weird. He did murder people because he didn't give a fuck. This guy, he's like, I'm just like a normal dude. I have to like a lot of food. I have to like food.
Yeah, because he wasn't used to being able to do anything besides steal rice and eat whatever weird squid shit he was talking about. You remember that when he was like, "Oh yeah, we ate squids and slugs
Yeah.
in these like ducts
like,
of
where-
a ship."
It's like, where'd you even get those from? Why were those even there?
Yeah, apparently those were just there to catch. It's all kinds of fucking like he's He is kind of Goku though. He does really love some food.
He's Goku,
He
except not as interesting.
There is 2 chapters that I swear, but Harrison says I'm wrong, which I could be. Like I could honestly be very wrong about this. That are dedicated, not really dedicated to, but the overall outcome and consequence was him on a mad hunt for onigiri.
I don't think that was the point. I think that was just something that happened.
Okay, but literally nothing else happened. He went in to talk to some people, and then they said nothing to him. They were like, "Hey,
I think it's
you
supposed
shot
to be.
some people."
I think it's supposed to be a universe opening, sort of a character development.
There was
Universe.
no character development.
Fleshing out the universe.
You know what was the most character development that happened in those 2 chapters were? Or the most universe development? They have onigiri there, and he likes them. That's the furthest they got in fucking 80 pages.
What can I say? Maybe, yeah, you're right.
I don't even want to be right is the problem. I feel upset that I'm right about that.
Oh no, I still don't know if you're right about that. I'm still not like going to jump on that
Okay, no.
bandwagon.
Like I just read it, and it was literally like he talked to some people, and it felt like they were about to talk about Shizuka. It felt like they were going to talk about Shizuka for a second because he was talking to that scientist bitch, and
The one who's now dead for some reason.
dead-ish.
That was so random. There was no purpose
I
to
still
killing
don't
her.
feel. Yeah, I still don't know the reason why she needed to be controlled, but whatever. But yeah.
Characters just need to die, apparently, in this series.
Yeah, so he was talking with her, and it felt like they were about to say something about her, and then they were like, nope, we're going to go up this escalator, fuck you. And then he's like, oh no. And then the next panel is him on a jetpack. Getting...
I remember that. That was
And then he's like, "Ah, oh, sweet. There's some onigiri left."
remember the guy was like, "Where'd you get the fucking jetpack from?" Oh yeah, I just got it.
No, she was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Yeah, that you got a chick. Let me have it."
This series is the beginning is so bad, and a lot of it in the later parts isn't that great either. But it's just like,
no, it's not all that great. It's not as bad as the first 14 chapters, though.
yeah, it just. There's a manga that starts so slowly. I don't understand.
Does it even start slowly, though?
It starts so terribly.
Okay, yeah. Because I was gonna say, I mean, they tried to pump out like a bunch of shit in like a chapter, and none of it makes sense because they tried to fit like 3 chapters worth of shit into a chapter.
Yeah. I don't know. This shit is.
It's but we can talk about another problem we have with like not only the characters looking like each other, there's these characters named the Hanoka sisters that are literally 11 identical clone sisters.
And they have superpowers.
She jumps off like the top of a building and lands, and she's like, whatevs.
She like breaks a freaking
the door off the hinge.
Yeah.
When she kicks it.
Yeah.
Which you know what? Everyone
that wasn't even his fault. He was doing something nice there.
Well, also, every time he's been assaulted, you know how he could have solved that problem?
Not interact with any other.
Knocking on a door.
He had to
literally knocking on a door.
Okay, you go to a random room. You don't expect bitches to be naked, like people get
a
naked
room that says photosynthesis room.
I
assume he was taught what that is. He was there for like a month.
I don't think they have, because remember they're like, maybe we should show him this for the first time. Like, oh yeah, that would be nice, and then they don't do it. So I don't think he was taught.
They just don't.
Yeah, there's a problem.
Okay, what?
So I don't think he does.
Okay, so what about the second time? What about the second time though?
Okay, the second time. But okay.
He just went into someone's room, like.
Can you, like, not get
now
naked?
I will admit that you shouldn't be throwing like fucking kickbacks and shit at people.
Especially if you know,
like,
especially if you have like super strength and shit.
Yeah, but still, you probably should also not just walk into people's rooms.
Okay, he's not used to people. He was living in. in a cave, the box of scraps.
How long has he even been out of like this? How much time has like
I don't know.
been spent in this
I thought it was like a
so
month.
far?
I always assumed it was like just like a month.
Has it been? So
Yes.
he became like an elite pilot. Like he
Remember,
went from shitty pilot to, or
well,
not shitty pilot, but like low tier to like elite gear in a
remember
month.
they were talking about that. They're like, how does he get high this high? And he's just showed up. Like, oh yeah, they want him to die. That's why.
Well, yeah, but then like there's
And then he succeeds, and they're like, oh fuck. What are we
wait,
doing?
no, wait. He was out like he was supposed to be like out cold for a week, and
He
then a week
heals.
passed without him in a battle,
No, he healed.
and then so it has to be more than a month.
No, he came back the next day. That was the very next day he woke up. Because he healed really fast, and they're like, how does he heal so fast? And he's like, oh, I'm immortal. Well, he doesn't say that, but the universe says that.
I I just want to remember. You know, I can't. I'm not confident enough that I paid enough attention to anything in this after like 10 chapters to me to be like, yeah, or like argue with this. Like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. He's been there for a month. He's been there for a year. It doesn't fucking matter at this point.
Well, he's the same age, so it can't have been a year. We know that much.
Is he the same age though? Have they even said his age?
He's 18.
When did they say his age?
I don't remember. I remember saying 18. I'm not sure exactly where they said that.
His age isn't even in the wiki.
I'm pretty sure they said he was 18. I'm
He
pretty sure.
flies at Type 18.
I'm pretty. Oh, they say he was like 18 or something. They said he was down there, like his grandfather went away, or his grandfather went away, like 18 years ago.
Oh yeah, I guess I guess yeah, they do say how long ago it was. I don't even remember that, like how many years it was.
This one was like,
Or was it 15? No, 15 years ago was like some random event. Okay, never mind.
that doesn't matter. That didn't matter at all. Some
Yeah.
event, stuff just happens, and it's like nothing matters.
Nothing. I really can't think of. I can think of a few things that's happened in this manga. There's been events that take place that mean nothing.
It's like there's all
So
these
stuff that's happened.
There's all these battles that happen, and it's like you would think they're like, oh my god, this is the first time we've ever seen this, or oh my gosh, we're all going to die. And then it's just like, oh nope, we got it, we're done.
Yeah.
It's like,
So let's go through the events that have mattered. Hiroki Saito decides that he doesn't want to be immortal. Also, that he's not going to be put into Nagare Tanakaze's head,
Right.
and that he will raise him
As
to be a super badass pilot.
So he's his grandson. So then he
Shizuka dies, and then
becomes
like
the main villain type character.
alien, yeah,
And then there's like
alien
a bunch
in a dress shows up.
of them. And
Who's
there's like a bunch of
Shizuka?
them. And there's a bunch of them. And now,
Yeah.
And then she has a daughter who's a giant, who's half human,
Yeah.
half. Who's the
Oh
dad?
no.
They should have done. I don't know how that.
I assume the dad is Kanado.
Probably.
She keeps on calling him father too,
Oh.
so
Oh yeah, she does say that.
I assume it's Kanado.
Or, well, he's dead, kind of. He's old.
Kind of. He's possessed ish.
Yeah. Oh, we need to talk about the Higgs particles and all the stupid science.
Oh yeah. So they don't. Yeah, this is the most. It has the most stupid science I've read in a while in manga. I've read ones that have way worse, but it's a real pet peeve of mine when like you try to use real science and then you're just wrong about it.
Yeah.
Like I obviously don't mind when like something doesn't follow scientific rules. I like fuck, I'm into Sailor Moon. Like I loved Samurai Deeper and shit like that. Like none of this makes sense that they can do this.
Right,
But-
this is just like don't bring.
This
That's
is
why
like,
you don't
we're
bring
gonna
in
use-
real science. Don't bring in. It's like when the comic books try to be like, oh yeah, let's explain Superman's powers. He's a fucking alien. The end.
Yeah, there. You're done. I don't need to believe more than that.
And you're not gonna make
Yeah,
me
like-
believe more because I went to like kindergarten.
Yeah. Well, no, but it's like using the Higgs boson, and it's like, oh yes, it's this energy source that we can shoot a beam from, beam with, and I'm like, no, just no. That's
Yeah,
not how that works.
I was pretty sure they like. I was before this. I was like, I'm pretty sure Higgs boson particles were supposed to be like things that connected other particles to each other or other atoms and stuff. You know,
And
sort
that
of
is
like
very,
strong and weak
that is,
force and gravity and all those sort of things.
and that's exactly what it is. Like,
Yeah.
you're not wrong. The manga is just very wrong.
And they call
And then they tried to.
and the aliens are called placentas. Like, well, they're
Oh
called
yeah,
Gunas,
the
Ganas
outside parts.
are called the
Yeah, so this
true,
outside part of them are
the true shell or some shit.
called the placenta.
Oh yeah, and then it's called the true shell, which doesn't even make
Yeah,
sense.
the true body or something like that.
Oh, was it true body or?
I think it's called the true body.
Okay. It's just still stupid.
Yeah, so the true body is the core of the guana thing,
And that's how.
and
you
then
kill it. But it has the placenta.
yeah, but the outside of it is the placenta. So
What?
this manga literally says placenta like 1,000 times
Yeah,
in the 30 chapters we've seen.
It's not like really a point for them to call it that.
No, just they just wanted to call it placenta. There's no resemblance to placenta. There's no like biological like resemblance at all. There's no resemblance in how it works. It's pretty much a shield.
Or an exoskeleton.
Do you remember when your mom was giving birth to you and you shed your shield and came into the light?
I mean, I don't know why I shed that thing. I should have just kept it. I mean, I would be the fucking immortal.
You put down your sword.
Babies when they're fighting, they're like fighting to the death, like not
Little
just,
baby just sitting there with like umbilical cord in one hand, placenta in the other, like
Oh,
whipping
also,
bitches with it.
Let's talk about how they talk about light.
Oh yeah. So guys, didn't you know that light is only a particle?
Also, it can be generated by
Something that hasn't been thought since 1860.
Also, it can be generated by like apparently nothing. It can just come into being. You can just bring light. You can just bring photons into beings as weapons, and shoot bullets of photons at people.
The only time I remember light happening was
When they first find the copy.
when they're
Remember
when they're in
find,
that Swiss cheese space.
which, again, something they never ever explain. At
Yeah,
all.
there's everything in this manga is made out of Swiss cheese, pretty much.
Yeah, they go into a ship. They find this thing, and it's like, oh, we don't understand what's happening. And then they fight a Ghana, and then like light comes out of nowhere, apparently,
And
like,
it disintegrates.
And then they never talk. Then they're like, oh, let's never talk about this again.
Yeah, that for a second I was interested, and then I remembered what I was reading, and just gave up hope on figuring out what was
that was
gonna
actually
happen.
like a flashback? That was actually a
What?
That was a flashback.
Wait,
I
No.
have to read it a few. No, because they say later on, like
when Tamikaze
no, but they say like
And-
even 6 centuries later, we still didn't know what happened.
fuck, that was a flashback. Oh my god,
Yeah,
I
I have to
remember
read
that.
I have to read that over several times. It's like 6 centuries later. Are they talking about the future? No, they're talking about the past. Even though all the characters look alike, so you can't tell who's who.
Tamikaze was there. Was that just really young, like Saito?
Maybe. Unless I
And
was
Lala
wrong.
was alive 6 centuries ago?
Oh yeah, she was. She was alive. Remember when Kaito left? So I'm guessing maybe she's like immortal as well. I don't know because unless they're talking about the future, which is weird, which is just as bad, kind of.
Wait, when did they talk about the future?
No, at the very end of that part, they're like, even 6 centuries later, we still don't understand what that Swiss cheese thing was. Like, what? So that's why, unless if they're talking about the future, then that's a stupid statement. It has no purpose of being written.
And if they're talking about the past, what? Oh my god.
Well, and
I
also,
completely
that's like
continued reading that. Like,
and remember, that's like the only time we ever see Lala like outside of the city.
also, why is Lala a bear?
That too.
I like how long we've been talking about this and not brought up that one of the characters is a fucking bear in a dress, and it's never explained.
We could read the wiki, and maybe
I don't want to.
it's
It
apparently
doesn't deserve it.
it's a human wearing a bear life support suit.
I was hoping you were just gonna literally say a human wearing like a bear kigurumi, and like they're just didn't give a fuck.
I mean, they don't. Oh, she's part of the original immortal. She is immortal, so yeah, she could have been alive.
Whatever.
She turned herself into a
Fuck
bear.
it.
I'm immortal, so I guess I'll turn myself into a bear. Why not?
Rah, motherfuckers. Yeah, so she's just a bear. Yeah, that was.
Just a bear.
I don't fucking even like she. Also, the bear wants to bang. It's feeling like the bear wants to bang Tanakaze too. So I'm feeling like this is gonna turn into a sick harem.
I think it is starting to become a hero. Cause even like the giant Chimera girl is liking him, and she's just like a monster skeleton with tentacles.
Yeah.
Like,
So now the question is, who's gonna be the first one he bangs? Shizuka, Samugi, Izana,
like,
Lava.
can he?
I'm voting for Lala.
It's weird. At this point, he cannot get like a regular girlfriend.
What about Samari?
Oh yeah, I forgot about her.
Samari's the closest.
She
Samari
is
was
human.
like,
She is an actual person, a normal.
and she
human
also
being.
said she wanted to photosynthesize with him.
Oh yeah, I forgot she had the photo. There's no like real regular humans, are there, in the series?
I think he's the only one, right?
He's immortal.
Yeah.
He's immortal. Why did they put photosynthesis
Yeah, so-
on the? Remember when they did the flashback? Like, we're gonna give all our children photosynthesis.
I
They
mean,
they
it kind of sounds like a great idea, though,
What do you?
doesn't it?
I mean, I don't know if there'd be anybody be like, no, I'm not going to do that. But it's like, why did somebody like, why would we just give ourselves photosynthesis? But I guess if you can do it, do it. But they don't even use it.
No, you know what? I'm not even gonna like complain about like it as an idea because I think it's a cool idea.
Okay, but they don't even use it properly.
I wish the mangaka did something with it.
Yeah, the only thing
There's
they use-
nothing done with this.
That's like they don't even use it. You'd think it'd be like, oh yeah, we don't need to eat for a while or something like that. No, they eat. Like apparently, like supposedly they like once a week, but then everybody else eats like every single day. All the main characters eat like every single effing day we see them. So I'm not even sure if that's true or not. It's.
I feel like they need to eat once a week, but they can just eat whenever, I guess.
But it's not used in any way though. It's just not being used.
No, it would be like I said, it'd be cool if it got used and like it was a concept that was done, something was done with it. It's literally a gag. It is literally just used as a gag. So that either Tanakaze can walk in on some chicks getting naked, they're gonna go photosynthesize, and they can punch him. Or so that they can be like, hey, who wants to photosynthesize with Samari? You kill 3 things, you get to photosynthesize with Samari.
I don't even understand why they keep talking about him in photosynthesize. Like, he can't actually do that. He can't photosynthesize. What would be the point of that? To be like, well, this is awkward. I'm just standing here, naked for some reason.
Well, I think the point is, I don't think that like photosynthesizing is sexual in this world.
That's
I
the
think
weird
it's just
thing.
like you can see her naked.
But if
Like
not,
it's,
but the
I
thing
think that
is,
I think you're thinking too hard about it, and it's
No.
going way over your head.
it's like somebody asking it's like being like, hey, when I like use my like an asthmatic going to somebody who doesn't have like, hey, you want to use my nebulizer with me? Like, what the fuck? It's something completely superfluous to him, so there is no purpose in asking him to join you with that. Unless you just want to waste his time. Which I guess
Once
girls do.
again,
Yeah.
I think
Of course
I
girls do.
think you're thinking far too into it, and it's going way over here. It's just a tit joke. Like,
I know that, but it's like, if somebody asks me, like, hey, you want to photosynthesize with me? It's like, I can't fucking photosynthesize, you fucking cunt. Die. And they fire.
I. This is like the point that I'm not even all that angry over is the one that you're super pissed about.
Because it's so stupid. It's such bad writing.
No, but like it's literally just a tit joke.
I know, but it's stupid.
Also, at one point, the main character drinks pee. So remember that.
Also, can the main character like feel pain? He seems not to feel pain.
I think so.
Because remember there was a time he breaks his arm, he's like, I think something's wrong with my arm, I can't move it. They're like, hey dude, your arm is like broken.
Also, I'm not going to just let you glaze over the part where he drank piss.
Well, I mean, there's nothing else for me to say about it.
There's nothing for you to say about a scene where a character took a catheter and put it in his mouth and then was like, let's go.
Oh,
It was a fucking thing.
also, what's up with the what's up with the urethral catheters? And they have to put
What do you
them-
mean?
Like, they have to put them in themselves? Like, is that just like an easy thing to do?
Actually, yeah.
It is?
Actually, yeah. It's a tube that's made to fit in your urethra.
I'm not gonna put shit
It's
in
like putting a pole inside another, like a smaller pole inside a large pole. Like,
No, that's a bit of
that's not a very complicated procedure.
Okay, but it's like, I feel like might break something. You know what? We're not gonna talk about this. We're not gonna talk about the urethral catheters.
Hey, you'd have to fuck up pretty hard putting in it. And also, like, they've obviously know how to, like, obviously you doing it wouldn't be
Yeah, but like,
a
with
fucking
the main
good idea.
with
But
the
somebody
main-
who's been trained to do it.
But the main character hasn't been. Because remember, like, a part like, hey,
He's also an immortal.
doesn't mean he's gonna.
So who cares?
Well, they
Who
don't
cares
know
if he
he-
like
only
cuts it
one-
up and gets infected?
Only one character knows he's immortal. Like the immortal.
Well, yeah, that's why.
council.
But that's why they don't fucking bother with it. They're like, whatever.
You would think everybody would be like, hey, dude. Think nobody would be like, hey, does he know how
Well,
to put in the
all the
freaking-
other ones just assume that he knows.
Why do you assume somebody knows how to put in the urethral catheters if they said
Because every pilot knows how to do that.
But they know he wasn't.
Now your argument is just stupid.
No,
Like,
my argument isn't stupid because they know he doesn't know anything at all. They know he's
no, they don't.
Yes, remember they're always on the base like he doesn't know anything. He's just been here for like 2 days.
Yeah, except they've been told that he knows at least how to pilot. And in their piloting training, they were taught the urethra catheter shit. So they would probably just think he knows how to do this. Like,
This shit's just stupid. The end.
also,
End of the.
I do want to know how. I also do want to know how the urethra catheter works
Like I guess
for
it's supposed to piss in it.
the intersection.
Or remember they make a joke about that and then it gets pushed through a wall and then they never have to explain it.
Yeah, that's why. You know, I would have never thought about that. Like, thought about that question until they made that joke.
I mean, I guess if you're around somebody, that might one day like, huh.
Oh yeah, I would ask. Eventually, I'd be like, "Wait, what the? I never thought about this, but what the fuck? Like, how does this work? Do you just have like a hole,
Yeah, what do you? Look
but it's
like?
not a vagina?
Do you have both? Do you like an actual human being intersex person?
No. It's it's not. You know, it's just like flat, and then there's a hole.
No, the piss comes out like it it like.
How's the
goes
guy from UQ or P?
magic?
Questions need to be
He has
answered.
to stab himself in the crotch every time he has to take a piss. Stabs
Oh,
straight
every
through the
time
bladder.
he rips his bladder open.
Oh my god, that's a thought. You would die if that happened, wouldn't you? Like a real human being, not like obviously somebody with not like an immortal.
Well, yeah, but he's an immortal.
I'm like, can you go to the doctor for like a toward? Would you just bleed out before? That's like a death wound right
Oh
there.
yeah, if you stabbed yourself and through to cut through your bladder, yeah. But if there was a tear in your bladder, it'd be fine. Well, not fine, but you need medical attention very quickly.
I don't
But
know.
you wouldn't die.
I don't know if that would been just like, it's cool. Just
But
to,
yeah, a doctor could take care of that.
man. Well,
It wouldn't even be a very complicated surgery.
so we've had so much. We've talked about so much today, and I'm not happy about any of it.
No, I'm not happy about a single thing in this manga.
So this has been. Let's read.
Wait, who is Bene Suzumi, by the way?
That's Hiroshia. Hiro Shizuna. Her robot. Her evil form.
Yoshizuru?
Yeah, that's
You
her,
got their name wrong 4 times.
it's her evil form.
Okay. Why is there a picture of her in a bikini,
No clue.
but she's still like a weird alien thing?
I like how the wiki even talks about like the whole Higgs particle thing. Like, at the time of this publication, there's no fucking like evidence that that could be a particle energy power source. But technobabble. It's like let's use this technobabble. Like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
But
a
don't
lot
use,
of this is just techno
don't,
babble.
don't use technobabble off something that actually probably exists. Maybe. We assume. It
Yeah, we
exists.
still don't even know if it exists. Like,
But you could just use anything else. Why don't you just use like what Call of Duty uses for zombies? What was it 119 or something? Something that
I don't
exists. Particle 11
or literally just call it a photon cannon.
yeah, there you go. We have a photon.
Literally just call it a photon cannon, and no one would complain.
Call it an improbability drive. Get that reference right.
Fuck, call it a railgun. I don't care.
You get that
Like,
reference right. The probability drive. Right.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said we call it an improbability drive. Get the reference?
All right.
You get it?
Mm.
Yeah. Everybody else who gets it.
But yeah,
Good job.
so
You're cool with me.
we talked about character, we bitched about story, we bitched
Talked
about
about
timelines.
Art.
Yeah, the art's bad.
You have no idea what the end goal of this series even is at this point.
No, I really don't. Like, I don't know where this is gonna
Does
go.
anybody even have
I don't
a
know.
goal? Who has a goal besides not die?
Tanizake does.
What's
He wants to kill every
yeah.
iguana.
We don't even know where they come from, so that's not even like a goal that makes sense
Nope.
at this point in time. Um,
But I mean, it's
it's like we've seen
there's
hundreds
goals
of
that.
them. We've seen hundreds of them, and they came to.
Oh, you know what? There's another thing we should talk about. How nonsensical the fighting is in this.
We talked about that.
So
Already. We talked about that already.
no, but I don't mean by like we didn't see it happen or anything like that. I mean like Tanizake will be fighting one guana and be like, "Oh shit, I can't do this," and then with the same weapons, fight like 20 of them bitches and kill them all. And you'll just see things. It's like, "Oh yeah, Tanizake brought in 58 today,"
Yeah.
like shit like that.
Yeah, that does happen.
And it's just like characters like struggling against one,
And
then
they'll be
killing
like-
what was it, 5,000?
Yeah. Also, another thing I want to mention about this, the 50% pilot death ratio. That doesn't seem to happen to characters who actually matter.
No, none of the characters, even the ones that you think died, don't.
They
They just get
got
robot hands.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we've been injured a little bit. It'll be fine. Oh, really?
Some of them was a little bit more than a little bit. Izana, she lost a leg and an arm.
Okay, she did get the shit kicked out of her. But overall,
Yeah,
it's
she
like
lost quite a bit.
people were like, always like, oh, this is so dangerous. It seemed like the only times y'all died was something really stupid happens.
Yeah, you guys are all the worst fighter pilots ever, by the way.
I think when they do die, though, it's like they die in mass. Like, half of the freaking things.
Yeah, it was like out of a couple hundred, only 10 came back, kind of shit.
It's like, how did y'all even lose? Nothing. There was nothing dangerous about your job.
Yeah, you remember how? Well, no, it's still kind of dangerous. They're still getting shot at, but
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, you remember how every pilot in Battlestar Galactica was an elite pilot, or not even an elite pilot, but pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to go through like 1,000 characters. Nah, Just fuck that. Let's throw that out the window. Let's make everyone but the main characters god awful at what they do.
Don't you mean the
I'm gonna
main
tell you.
character? Only Takanaki does he.
Yeah, Samari's pretty good.
And actually, you know what? That begs another question. Why are these people trainee from birth? Why is he the only person who's done that? Like, I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
they've been fighting these things for a couple, like, 500 plus years.
I guess they're supposed to be able to like choose if they're going to be a civilian or a pilot. I
But
guess.
at some point, you'd be like, hey, let's get like at least maybe 2 people. Let's at least try this out. Because I mean, really one of the only reasons Takanaki is good is because
He did nothing but play. He did nothing but play a video or a training program for 15 years.
Yeah, it's like nobody else has done that at all. No one person of the hundreds of people you have as as fighters. Nobody was like as a kid, like, hey, maybe one day I want to be one. They're like, we could use this for good and have this
Let's set
kid,
this in.
like,
Let's have this kid like just become the badass of our pretty much like fucking world. But
seriously,
nah.
like if they had like 5 people who had done that, they would have won. They'd been over. Like, and
Yeah,
they
when
don't-
Tanizake is just going out and killing like, oh yeah, I bagged a couple hundred today. Like,
and it's just like, oh yeah, I just been training, so I'm just really good. It's not even like people. It's not like the Dragon Ball where it's like, oh, I'm a Saiyan, so I'm automatically better by a billion everybody else. No, it's just I have to train. The end.
also, well, you know what? The only reason Tanigake is still alive is because he's an immortal.
Well, I mean that does help. But I mean, most of the time he does have injuries that.
He gets stabbed in the face like 3 times.
Okay, get 10 people to do those training. Get 10.
Okay. Yeah,
It's just
he's
that
he should have died like 4 times by now, though.
Yeah, but if they had trained people from birth, which since they're cloning people at this point, you see like,
Oh yeah, and if it was formal training instead of like
hey, why don't you just play
like
this
what
game?
he did.
It would have been wrecking. It'd been over. They would have won.
Yeah,
So dumb.
you would have had nothing but a bunch of little tiny Satsuki Kiryuans running around,
Just that'd be so awesome.
just not giving a fuck.
Sasuke does
You-
not.
She's standing up there with one of those Higgs boson like fucking, a cannon, standing on top of a ship. You pigs in humans' clothing.
That's the end of this is how the series ends. Don't lose your way.
Oh my god, that would immediately make me love this series.
Well, I mean, that made me love like any series. It could be like erotic fairy tale. Just don't. Oh man, we gotta read that. We have to read the manga of Kill It, Kill Him.
I can't. Please don't.
Okay, I love how you said, please don't. Like the fear in your voice.
Like I can't do it. You know what? We'll do it if we read every other erotic fairy tales first.
Oh God, Lord, no.
The 4 others that there are.
One was too much. One was too.
Or was one not enough?
I'm pretty sure my penis actually like went into my brain and tried to like stab my brain to death. But
See,
then,
that's what happened if I read the Kill la Kill manga.
and then my penis realized it wasn't powerful enough, and it screamed in tears, and just screamed.
Your penis is too green. It can't take care of it. Gotta call in Gamagori. So let's rate this shit.
I give it a 4 out of 10. You know what?
Okay.
I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It's average. By the end of the series,
The first
it's
14
just average.
chapters
Would be like a 3.
gets a 3 out of 10 for me. The rest of it that we read gets like a 4. It's just not good. It's just not good. It's below average for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if the anime is any good or not. Maybe the anime is good. Who knows?
I'm just gonna put it.
But
average. But
the manga is bad. Go read like any other space mecha
Yeah.
if you want to read this, pretty much. Unless you specifically want to read a space mecha with all the characters who look exactly the same and a bear. I feel like his editor like was just like, yeah, all these characters look exactly the same, like even the fucking house mother. And he was like, I'll show you who looks the same. Bear. And then he turned it in and he was like, does anyone else look the same? No, I'm good. Don't turn any more characters into bears.
And then, like, but you do, but Azuna kind of looks like this other character, giant skeleton tentacle monster.
Oh no, like, we can't tell the difference between Azuna and Yurei. Azuna doesn't have a dick or a pussy. Okay. Thank you, Gitz.
That doesn't really solve my question at all, but okay.
That's how you can identify them.
But what? What?
And then he drew every character without wearing pants, and he was like, "Please don't do this to me." His editor's like, "Please, just draw it."
He drew an entire effing chapter of that.
An entire chapter of none of the characters wearing pants. Now you can tell the difference between the main character and the chick that he wants to bang. There was literally points where I couldn't tell who was the male main character or the or like fucking Shizuka or Samari.
Yeah.
It's bad. Let's see what we're reading for next week, eh?
Yeah.
We're gonna read Tokyo Ghoul / Tokyo Kushu, whichever one you want to say.
Yay.
Chapter 29. And I'm gonna pimp it every time. It's because it's anime that day. The day after, actually. No, the day before.
Yeah, we're giving that that thing a lot of exposure, aren't we?
Yeah. And then Akame ga Kill. Because Akame ga Kill's sick. And it's just up to whatever chapter is out then. It's probably just going to be chapter like 46.
Yeah.
Because I've been waiting for a new chapter forever. And it hasn't happened. So. But yeah. Akame ga Kill, Tokyo Ghoul. And I need to find more stuff for us to read. So. Hopefully it's not this. We're just going to read everything else this author's made.
Excuse me?
Oh my god, he's written so much shit. No. I can't. Oh, these are all one-shots. Okay.
Yeah, he made a Halo thing. That was weird.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just going to read Blame.
I can't. Okay, so this has been Manga Podcast.
Oh, wait, let me put my channel. Azrael Plays. I play video games and review manga and anime. And
except he does it in recording.
Except I do. Fuck you.
Win. Name one.
Name one what?
Name one video.
Okay. Nana's Buried Treasure.
That's not you did the anime, not the manga. You said manga.
Oh, I did a Kill la Kill manga one.
That doesn't count because that doesn't exist.
Okay, it doesn't count because you don't want. Pretty much.
I prefer the guy named Dojita than that crap.
The Doujinshi?
Yeah. It's better.
Did you read the Doujinshi?
No.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's better.
Probably. There's probably a lot of like love and care put into that.
Do I have to look this up and prove that it's better?
No.
This is going to be my night.
I agreed with you.
This is going to be my night. That sucks.